In a small, quiet American town lived a carpenter named Rohan. He was 34, a husband, a father, a man whose hands built tables, chairs, cabinets, and whose heart held even more. For years, his little workshop was full of life. Customers trusted him, his craft, his character. But everything changed 6 months ago, when a fire burned his workshop to the ground. All his tools, all his savings, gone. Today, Rohan stood in the marketplace with just one single coin in his hand. That was all he had left. His wife Zoya had been sick for weeks, and his 7-year-old daughter Sarah hadn't eaten properly in days. Every morning, he watched her eyes follow the fresh bread and warm pastries in the bakery window. She never complained, but the longing in her eyes said everything. That one coin could buy them food, maybe enough for a couple of days. It meant survival. But as he walked toward the bakery, Rohan noticed an elderly woman sitting near the temple steps. Her clothes were torn, her hands trembling, her face tired from years of struggle. People passed by as if she were invisible. Rohan stopped. He looked down at the coin, warm from being held so tightly. My family needs this. My daughter is hungry. My wife is unwell. This is all we have. But something deep inside him whispered, "Don't walk away." Maybe it was how he was raised. Maybe it was the man he wanted his daughter to believe he was. Rohan knelt beside the woman and placed the coin gently into her palm. "Ma'am, please take this. I hope it gives you some warmth today." The woman looked up, tears in her eyes. "You've given from an empty hand," she whispered. "That is the rarest kindness of all." Rohan walked home with empty pockets and a heavy heart. When he told Zoya what he had done, he waited, afraid she'd be upset. But she simply held his hand and said, "We'll find a way. We always do." That night, sleep wouldn't come. He sat by the window, questioning himself. Did I make a mistake? Did I help a stranger while my own daughter went hungry? What kind of father am I? In the silence, a thought rose inside him, as gentle as a whisper. The seed you plant today becomes the tree that gives you shade tomorrow. The next morning, a knock came at the door. It was Samir, a wealthy businessman Rohan had worked for years ago. "I heard about the fire, and I heard what you did yesterday." Rohan's heart sunk. Had the whole town been judging him? But Samir continued. "That old woman, she told me everything. How you gave your last coin when your own family was suffering." He reached into his coat and handed Rohan an envelope. "I'm opening 3 new furniture showrooms, and I need someone I can trust. Not just a carpenter, a partner." He extended his hand. 50-50. Let's rebuild your workshop even bigger than before. Rohan stood frozen, overwhelmed. 6 months later, his new workshop stood tall, twice the size of the old one. Sarah was back in school. Zoya had fully recovered. Life was brighter than ever. And every Friday, Rohan set aside money for people who had nothing, because he never forgot the truth he learned that day. When you give from an empty hand, life has a way of filling it. Not because you expect a reward, but because true kindness always finds its way back.